So good morning all. Today we are up here at the northeast entrance to Yosemite National Park on Tioga Pass. And today we are going to hike Mount Dana, which is somewhere over here. You can't see it. It's 13,056 feet. It's the second highest peak in Yosemite, but I don't know what the first highest is. Anyway, we're going to hike there. It's supposed to be a 7-mile out and back hike. About 3,000 foot of climbing, so we'll see how it goes. We're parked here at this parking lot by this beautiful little meadow, little pond here. I don't know if you can see it in the forest background there. And then the plant, oops. The plan is once we get finished, maybe to hike over here, this Gaylor Lakes Trail. I don't know anything about it, but my friend said we're going to do that when we get done. So we'll see how it goes, but we're a different world from where we were last week in the Clearwater National Forest, but should be fun. So while we're waiting to start here, I walked over here and got a glimpse of this view. This is the Mono and Parker Pass area. So these are passes east of Donahue Pass on the John Muir and the Pacific Crest Trail area. Donahue Pass is the John Muir PCT, and this Mono Pass and Parker Pass are like an alternate route you can take if you can't get your permit for the JMT, like on a southbound trip. So it's a workaround if you ever need to. But it's beautiful with the sun coming up on the mountains right now. So we, as I showed you, we started our hike right on the outside of the park, and now it looks like we're going to head back in. That was that boundary sign. We just dumped a little deer over here somewhere. He ran off. Fun to see always. Started at 9,500 feet, deal is no joke. We've only climbed about 65 feet, and if you walk too fast, you definitely feel it. So I gotta remind myself to slow down, because you can't walk like you walk at sea level, for sure. So I stopped right here. Look at the flowers. There's a little deer over there. Mind his own business. There's a little buck. Maybe not. So, looking off to the west here, there's a pretty big fire down in below Yosemite, and you can see the smoke.
Yeah, maybe that's
climbing.
what I saw yesterday.
climbing above the mountains there. So the trail wasn't too necessarily that steep, and all of a sudden it just turned, and now it's switchbacking. It looks like it's gonna go straight up the side of this mountain. So far we climbed about 300 foot from where we started. So I guess that means we got like 2,500 foot to go, but it's 1,000 foot a mile on the map, so it's definitely gonna be steep. I don't know, yeah, if you look down here, you can kind of see how steep the mountain is. And back over there, you can see the road going into Yosemite. Stop. So, as usual, I could be wrong, but right here, this Cathedral Peak, and then I think down along here is Lyle Canyon and the Pacific Crest Trail, John Muir Trail, and then this lower one here would be Mono Pass / Parker Pass going out that way. I have no idea the name of that mountain or the name of these ones, but I can definitely recognize the Cathedral Peaks there. It's a beautiful view from up here, though. You can look back this way and see to the north. Parking lot down there. I mean, we've just come up this steep climb. I mean, you look down there, that's probably 250 yards to the bottom. It's practically straight down. Got a little chipmunk hanging out here watching us. Or a lemur or something, I don't know what it is. It's like a mouse almost.
Looks like a mouse. What is it?
So as usual, I could be wrong strikes again. We thought that Cathedral Peak was here, and now we're thinking it's here because this looks more like it, although I'm still confused by the little canyon between there and there, because the JMT and the road to Happy Isles goes around Cathedral Peak like this. So I'm not understanding why we have that little canyon there or whatever, but whatever. One of those is Cathedral Peak out there somewhere. And you can see the smoke now is really starting to bellow up bad from the fires. And you go over here, you just see the tail end of it all the way over these mountains, ruining our beautiful cloudless day. It's hard to tell from perspective, but that's a little over a mile away down there where we started. Well, we actually started over here, but
I was dizzy when I got out of the car. You didn't feel sick. I was more dizzy because then you could be anything else.
Just as a side note, I'm trying to practice cutting down my meals on the mountain. So I had dinner last night, no breakfast, and then I'll have lunch today around noon. And the plan is that's the only meal for today, and then breakfast tomorrow and dinner tomorrow, or whatever when we get home. But I feel fine. I got plenty of energy. A little hungry in the stomach, just like empty stomachness, but not like hunger pains or anything like that. So anyway, we'll see how I feel at the top. So just want to show a little bit of the trail here. I mean, you can see it's pretty gnarly. It's all rock and stuff, and you're practically bouldering your way through here. And it's probably better to actually walk and not film, but yeah, it's definitely a hardcore trail. I do not remember being on anything like this on the JMT. I imagine the AT has things like that, but I do not know. And then it goes here and then straight up the side of the hill again.
There's another succulent right here, Kim. No. Got my finger yesterday when,
So we've been going for almost 2 hours. We're probably 1.75 miles in, but we've been taking our time because none of us are acclimated. But the trail here now, we're definitely into the space moon zone. You can see the trail here kind of zigzag back and forth up the hill that way. And over here, the smoke is very quickly going to ruin our view. So we're up here at about 11,100 feet on the surface of Mars. The smoke's rolling in pretty bad. We've got at least 1,500 foot more to climb. We don't know if we're going to make it or not with the smoke. I mean, we can't even hardly see the parking lot anymore. The mountains over there are out of the question.
you can't even see them.
But such is life. Think this, and it's a big think, this little bump back here on top of the middle of the screen, there's Mount Dana. So obviously we're way above the tree line, but just ran into this patch of lupin looking stuff. I don't think it's lupin, but that's the best comparable I have to it. Kind of neat. There's been these cairns along the road here. I don't know why they're there, other than people just building for fun. And then over here, we think this is Mount Dana, but as you can see, the smoke is pretty bad. That's only 1.5 miles away, trail mile, so it's probably less than a mile as the crow flies. Very smoggy, smoky. There's a big chunky one over here in the field. This guy's huge.
It's amazing. There's lupin up there. See one
Yeah.
right there?
Yeah.
That guy's a chunky dude. He's chunky. Boy. This one's a baby.
So maybe barely, I don't know if you can see in the camera or not, over here is the High Sierras, but that's the smog, the smoke, they're just nothing. But until then, we can watch marmots. So for about the last half mile or so, we've been just scrambling up the rocks here. There's a little tiny bit of a trail, but really nothing for reals. So it's a rock scramble straight up. Haven't really felt that good, so I had to stop and eat, which is fine. Felt better after I ate, but this 12,000 plus feet will kick your butt in a hurry. On the bright side is, if there wasn't any smoke, the view would be spectacular. See down here, where we came on the trail, down there somewhere, it's hard to see in the camera, but anyway. And there's a high lake over here, and some more mountains over here. And then over here you can see the east side of the stairs just drop off. Anyway, got about 300 or 400 feet more to go. We're gonna make it. But it is steep. So we're here at nearly 13,000 feet, and there's this pretty little purple flower. Amazing the things you can find. The rocks are pretty cool too. I looked at them, there's a lot of purple and greens. You see purple up there. The trail goes up and up and up. So we still have a ways to go. I'm not sure how far anymore. The Garmin's slightly inaccurate. It says that I'm at, let's see what it says. It says I'm only at 12,178 feet, so that leaves us with 800 feet to go, but I think we're closer than that. This is definitely a hard hike. I thought Mount Whitney was easier. However, when I did Mount Whitney, I've been hiking for 3 weeks straight in the high mountains, so not being acclimated doesn't help any. I mean, even talking's kind of hard, but that's what I signed up for, so here we go. I mean, right now I'm 90% sure I'm made to the top, but you can't go far without taking a break right now. Anyway, let's hit the top. So we are oh so close to the top, but kind of a neat area here with the rocks and the green lichen and the purple flowers. There's been quite a few purple flowers up here. So I know what they are, but very cool how life can live so far into the nowhere land. Alright, so we made it to the summit. It took me 5 hours and 45 minutes, which is pretty damn slow. I talked to another guy who made it there in 2 hours. But not being acclimated just killed me. Can't see a lot from up here, but it would be a good view. Yeah, the edge on the backside looks pretty sketch. Nothing but a cliff. Off into the abyss. So I didn't take a lot of film on the way up this thing because it was steep and honestly I felt like trash. But the rocks, very pretty, purple and greens and interesting colors. As you can see, this is a treacherous downhill and uphill, but downhill you tend to slide a little bit more. Anyway, these rocks are kind of cool, worth noting. And we're going to go all the way down there. Right there. All right. So, after 9 hours and 10 minutes, we're getting close to the parking lot again. I think other people are probably doing 5 or 6 hours. We were pretty slow. I think we're in shape, but the altitude just kicked our ass. At least my ass. Definitely a strenuous hike no matter what. But if you didn't have the smoke, it's definitely worth the trek if you can manage it. I took 2 liters of water. I got about a quarter liter left. And then I had some salami cheese and some keto bars for lunch. I feel pretty good right now. I mean, I feel depleted, but I'm not hungry. I was getting pretty sick at about 12,500 feet, so that's when I stopped and ate. But I don't know if that's because I didn't eat or just because the altitude in general. So I think all in all, considering I have a bunch of variables, including smoke, not too bad. I think we saw 12 people out there in 9 hours, so not a lot of people, especially for Yosemite. But the smoke and the campground closures probably held some people back, a lot of people back. But anyway, that's it. Happy trails.